Everyone, it's Anson here from Weekend Garage. Today I'll be showing you guys how to change out the 3 gaskets for your M113 V8 or M112 V6 oil cooler and oil filter housing gasket. So how you know it's time to change these, it's when you look down here. You're going to see a oil stain down there on the right side. And also you're going to see oil stains throughout the belt and the drive line up here. So the gaskets for the valve cover have both been swapped already, and now we're going to do the final gasket swap for these 3 right here. The part numbers are as follows. We went with original Mercedes gaskets as we have tried the aftermarket ones. They leak very soon. So these are the part numbers for the original manufacturer gaskets. Part number right there. That's 1, 2, and 3. It'll be on the screen right here as well. They're going to look like the following. It's going to be a small one, a D shape for the oil filter, and this track shaped gasket. So let's get started. This is a fairly simple gasket swap, unlike the valve cover gasket, which was time consuming. What you want to do first is pull off this front cover. After you pull off the front cover, we're going to release this piece right here with the E-Torx. So to release this bolt right here, it's the E10 external Torx. This will give us space to work on the oil cooler. Put this somewhere safe. So after you release the E10 Torx, you're going to pull off this connector here. And after that, we're going to lift up this whole unit. You can also disconnect the top connection here. It's going to give us more space to work on this area. There we go. Disconnected. You can remove this whole housing and keep it somewhere safe. So after you freed up this area, we're going to move this connector. Turn your oil filter housing. Let me change the angle. Alright, so next up, we're going to release the oil filter housing. Just going to let it drain back there before I remove it. So now we're going to put on the 3/4 head. I've got a 1/2 inch to 3/4 head onto this big 46mm socket. And we're going to break it loose. Alright, so once you break it loose, there's the 3rd one. 4th one is on the bottom here. So after you release the Torx screws, this will come apart. There we go. Now we're going to replace these few gaskets. So to get this gasket out, we're going to start on this edge. Grab your screwdriver to help you. So we're going to put on the edge, put your thumb here, and lift the whole thing up. There's like a piece of rock now. That's why it's leaking all along down here onto the belt. So we're going to clean it up, and we're going to install the new one. I'm going to clean this area up. We're going to open up our new gaskets. I'm going to put it back into place. This is a OEM Mercedes gasket, so it fits perfectly. Now I'm going to show you on the oil cooler side how to change the two smaller gaskets. This is what it looks like. We're going to grab our pick tool. Bring up the gasket. It's like a piece of rock. That's why it's leaking so badly. That is the second one. Now we're going to clean up this whole oil filter housing before we reinstall it back. Alright, so now we've cleaned it up nicely. Looks brand new. Make sure it's completely dry. Then we're going to put in our new gasket. One here. Fits perfectly into place. Sticks out a little bit. Second one down here. Fits perfectly. It's not going to fall out because it's an OEM gasket, as you can see. Now we've cleaned up the mating surface on this side and on the bottom. Now we're going to install it back into place. Once it's lined up, we're going to put in our T30 screws. Start by hand threading it. Don't completely tighten it down all the way. Two more to go. And the last one goes on the left. Hand tight all the way around. Make sure you're not cranking on it or else you're going to snap the head. After that, we're going to grab our 46. Make sure it's lined up on the bottom before we drop it in. And hand start the threads. Make sure it's not cross-threaded. I've pretty much threaded it all the way down. Now we're going to tighten it with our socket. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to put our oil filter back on. Now we're going to install this back into place. Grab our E10. So as you can see, we've cleaned up all the oil residue on the belt and any part in the system after we've replaced the oil filter housing gaskets or the cooler. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. Let me know if you guys got any questions. There's going to be no more leaks on this M113 V8. It's a fairly simple installation to do, as you guys have seen. Let me know if you guys got any questions. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.